Welcome to onSodi.com. In Photoshop, we use layers for the purpose of non-destructive editing. Non-destructive editing makes sense because if we save a file and then reopen it, we can pick up that file and make changes to previous adjustments. It keeps the data in the image sound and of the highest quality. You have paid good money for your camera. You want to get the best possible quality from your investment. The way to achieve non-destructive editing is with the use of layers and with the use of adjustment layers. Adjustment layers are crucial for the success and consistency of good work within Photoshop. In the next video, we will explain how adjustment layers work, but for now, let's look at two scenarios. A photograph edited without layers, compared to a photograph edited with layers. I will start this project in Adobe Bridge. I will shift-click to select the two files, and then use the keyboard shortcut of Command, Control on a PC, and the letter O, to open both of these files into Photoshop. I am going to give you a demonstration on editing in a destructive fashion first, and then after that, editing in a non-destructive fashion. This here is my destructive editing file, and you can see I have added some text to the top of the file to make sure that you don't actually follow this method. As means for this example, and I am going to come up to the Image Adjustments menu, and I'm going to add some levels to this file. Levels will be explained later, throughout this course. I'm going to enter in the adjustments, and I can click the preview on and off, and click OK. I am now going to add another adjustment to the file. This time, come into Image Adjustments, Hue and Saturation, and I'm going to lift up my saturation to value of 20, and I'll click OK. And this is now changed the file again. As a third step, I will come to Image Adjustments, and then Vibrance, and I'm going to increase the vibrance of this file, and click OK. I have now completed the editing of this file in the wrong way. I will now come up to File and Save As into the same location. And I'm going to call this Beach and Portrait and click Save. And then close the file. I will come to this file that I will edit properly in a non-destructive manner. I'm going to use adjustment layers accessed from the Layers panel. Please note, the workings of adjustment layers will be explained further throughout this course. Come down to this icon here, and I'm going to add some levels to this file, and I'm going to input in the same values as I had before, and I'm happy with the change. I will also come down and add another adjustment layer, this time, Hue and Saturation, same as before, and I will enter in the values. I will add a third adjustment, same as before with the vibrance, with a value of 40. I will come over to File, then Save As, saving in the same location, and I'm going to call this Beach Landscape, and click Save, and dismiss the file. This is where non-destructive editing comes into play. Return back to Bridge, and I have the beach landscape, and my beach portrait image is there. Shift-click, Command and the letter O, on a PC, that is Control and the letter O, to reopen both of these files. In the beach portrait, which was edited in the wrong way, I can do nothing with this file, except make further changes to it. I can't change any of the settings that I applied before. There is no way back, because the file was saved and then closed. However, when I come over to Beach Landscape Image, the image with the layers, I can come back and adjust any of these adjustment layers, simply by clicking on them. If I decide that I don't like the vibrance of this file, and actually want to have a negative vibrance instead, I could reduce the vibrance. I could also come into the Hue and Saturation, and I decrease the saturation of that. I could also come into the blue channel, for example, and increase the saturation of the blue sky to give the image a different look. What's important to understand here is this: because I originally saved this file with adjustment layers, I will always be able to come back and edit it time and time again. However, with this single layered image, there is no way that I can come back and change those original editing steps. In conclusion, always edit with layers, and in particular, with adjustment layers. Make sure you watch the adjustment layers video that explains how adjustment layers work within the layer stack.